Dreadnought is a third-person squad-based arena shooter in which you fly giant class-based ships around that have cloaks and nuclear missiles while blowing other giant class-based ships up that also have cloaks and nuclear missiles. And this game comes together pretty well to form one of the best gameplay experiences I've ever had with a third-person space-fighting ship game, but I don't think there are too many of those. This might be a unique one-category type deal. Alright, first thing is first, let's hop into the different kinds of ships, weapons, attachments, and all that fun stuff you get on them there. 5 different types of ships you can see here. Corvettes, dreadnoughts, destroyers, artillery, and tactical cruisers. I don't know what that was. It was like the left side of my face just had a stroke or whatever. But tactical cruisers. And they all have their different roles that they fit in the battlefield. Now, you have 4 abilities on every single type of ship. Those are the middle 4 that you see. The 2 on the left, that's going to be your primary and secondary weapons. There are no different primary weapons, but there are different secondary weapons that you unlock as you go along. And then the right-hand side are like passive skills or ability. Yeah, they're passives. They're perks. So, like, one of them is if I take damage from behind, I gain energy. Or module cooldown 15% reduction destroying an enemy using a module, which is modules are things like my torpedoes, my cloak, which you can't destroy somebody using a cloak, or afterburners, you can't destroy somebody using an afterburner either, that's like a jet to get away. But it's stuff like that that applies to your ship that's passive stuff that you can get that'll help you in battle as you're going along, which is actually pretty useful a lot of the times. We are going to jump straight into battle. I'm going to jump from clip to clip to clip here. I'm going to show you some artillery first, then I think I've got some tactical cruiser, and then lastly we've got some dreadnought play, and I'm going to switch from each one. So the artillery is like the long-range class of the game. They stay at a long distance. However, I have a pet peeve with them that I'm not actually too happy about. So the longest a tactical cruiser can shoot an enemy ship is 6.5 kilometers away. And this is annoying to me because they're the long-range sniper class type of ship in the game. But there's stuff that can outrange them at 6.5 kilometers, and so I'm like, alright, well that's fucking dumb. That means they're not the longest range stuff in the game. Okay? What the fuck? But that's what it is. I kind of hope they extend the range of their primary weapon later on to be something like 7 or 7.5k so that nothing else can really do that, and maybe create a little bit of damage fall off. But damage fall off with lasers is a really dumb idea, so maybe no damage fall off. Just you gotta be aware. Artillery though are super easy to just shred through. Like you'll see as we play along together. You'll see as we play through, or as we're watching the clips together, because nobody's actually playing the fucking game here. We're just watching footage. All right? Yeah, I got it. As we're watching these clips, you will see that each class has their role and how they fulfill it, and each ship counters another ship or multiple ships in terms of what they do, or how they act on the battlefield. For instance, dreadnoughts and destroyers very easily counter corvettes, but corvettes very easily counter tactical cruisers and artillery. Corvettes are small, fast ships that can run up and just shred the artillery and the corvette or the tactical cruisers to pieces because they have really high damage weapons, but they can't use them for long, or they're not that effective because they have such a small health pool. You know, against a dreadnought or stuff like that, they get torn apart pretty quickly. There's a lot of dynamics like that, and these dynamics throughout the game create this balance and imbalance on the battlefield depending on how many of each class you have and so on and so forth. Like, up to that 6.5k, generally I can outshoot somebody in artillery. This is a destroyer I believe I'm shooting at, and I can out-damage him at this range. But if he got any closer, like up to 4 kilometers, he would fucking waste me, because his auto cannons that he has, or his plasma cannons, they just do that much more damage if he can consistently hit me over and over and over again. And he's got a lot more health than me. So yeah, there's a fine line on each game and how you use it. This is a tactical cruiser. The tactical cruiser is more like the support of the game. Now in front of me is Tex, and Tex is using a destroyer, or was using a destroyer, and he just got absolutely fucked. And I just got absolutely fucked. What happened is at the start of the match, you start on opposite sides, alright? And on this map, Kappa Base, Twitch representing, on Kappa Base, there's like a ridge between you, and all you have to do to see each other is just raise up a little bit, and just boom, 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 and that's it. You just got to raise up a little bit, and move forward just a tad. And if you do that, it's just all-out warfare right there in the middle. That's it already. So you have to, You have to think about how you're going to engage in that first part there. And Tex and I thought we were going to be clever, and I was just going to stick with him as a attack cruiser, and they got us separated for a second, and we got destroyed. And this is like, the metas that evolve and come out in this game are really interesting in how they work. Like, attack cruiser with a destroyer or a dreadnought can keep that dreadnought or destroyer alive for a ridiculous amount of time. Like, it's kind of, it gets stupid. You'll see here in a minute, like, Tex is going to have, he's the Dreadnought right in front of me, he's going to have, like, 3 people shooting at him, and he's going to be fine. That's a nuclear missile, by the way. That is, like, I wish, I should have turned up the sound for this, but, I'll upload just some raw gameplay footage of us screaming at each other. I don't know if I want to tag it on to the end of this or later on, but the sounds in this game for the weaponry are, like, oh, man, they sound so good. They did a good job on it, and visually. The sounds and the visuals, I don't know necessarily, if there were no sounds and visuals, I still think this game would be fun, but I think they've done such a good job aesthetically with the game in terms of the art and the sound that it helps a lot. It really helps immerse you, and it's a lot of fun in terms of this tactical-based shooter that they've represented to us here. Now, as Tex and I are going around this bridge, we're actually going to see, I think, 2 other dreadnoughts or destroyers. And I think we're also going to see an artillery, and we're just getting hit by everything. We're literally getting hit by everything, and I'm able to keep him alive. I'm able to heal through it. And this is like a super dangerous and deadly combo. Like, effectively, Tex could 2v or 1v3 them. Well, it's a 2v3, but I've even seen cases where they've been able to, depending on how they work their abilities, they've been able to take like 3 or 4 ships on all at once, no problem. Except when the enemy gets smart, there is a Corvette underneath me. The Corvette could, like, target me out and separate me away from the Dreadnought or the Destroyer, and then he's just gonna get butt-fucked. But that's, like, part of the evolving meta of this game, and part of how it works. It's really good. So, environmentally, one of my pet peeves is, like, the extending world, it just looks bleak. There's no backdrops to any of the maps, really. The maps themselves internally look really, really cool, but, like, if you just look out to the left or look out to the right, it's like, it's just ocean. Or it's just ocean, and then maybe, like, a line and some fog for a mountain. Or clouds, like, that's it. And I feel like they could give us some seriously fucking epic backdrops. Like, we're giant, massive ships floating around blowing each other up in a war, supposedly, right? So why not have, like, a backdrop of a lot more giant, massive ships blowing each other up in a war? It kind of makes sense. I don't know. And that's another thing, is just map diversity in general. There's only 3 maps. This was the closed beta, but beta means game's finished, right? You're not going to add too much more. And as far as I could tell, they didn't get rid of too much in terms of access. Now, he launched a nuke, I popped my shields, I survived the nuke, and now I'm currently trying to take away lasers. See, this is how this works out. You can see me, okay, so I launched a nuke at him, I popped my shields, which was my energy drain on the left-hand side, or the right-hand side bar there. Then he launched a nuke at me, and it was a direct hit, but because I popped my shields when I saw the nuke go, I was able to survive the hit of a nuke directly. You can survive this shit. It's completely possible. And now I'm able to heal myself back up. And this dude has made the bad, terrible mistake of taking his Dreadnought out into the open, and he's getting torn apart. Yeah. This game is a lot about positioning. It's a lot about how you use your abilities correctly on cooldown, and there's a lot of abilities. There's a lot of technical awareness to this. And because the ships are slow, and they are slow, let's not pretend they're fast here. The Corvettes are even kind of on the slow side in terms of pace of other first-person shooters or stuff like that. But because they're slow, it still feels good. Because it makes everything feel more tactile. Like, you actually, as you're moving, or, you know, like, if you're going to move, you're like, okay, moving here to here is going to take me, like, 30 seconds. Do I really want to do that? Is this going to be an advantageous position to me? Or am I just going to move here and get myself fucked? So you got to, like, think about everything that you're doing, and so that's part of the reason why I like this game so much, is because it's tactically advantageous to you. And, well, you know, like I said, there is a counter to every single ship, so it's like, alright, if I go over there, can I take this ship on? Can I do this? Can I do that? And the game just looks beautiful. It makes you feel like you're actually fighting a really big battle here, and I like it a lot. But so far, I like Dreadnought a lot. There's two issues I have with it, just two. One is that I don't feel like there's enough maps in general, which I think I already stated. There's only 3 maps, but it's beta. Maybe they're hiding more for the full game release, but I just kind of doubt it. And the last thing is that there are only 15 ships in total about the game. And a game that's about ship warfare, you would kind of think they would have more ships. Like in Call of Duty, you know? How they sometimes only have, like a Call of Duty that only had 15 guns. And it's like, well, the game's kind of about guns and shooting people with said guns. So you should have more than 15 guns. And Call of Duty, they got like 30 to 40 to 50. Sometimes more. Same with Battlefields and stuff like. So they need more ships. They need more ships because there's only 3 of each class, and once you unlock those 3 of each class, it's gonna get really stale really quickly. So I feel like they need to extend on that. But that's my thoughts on Dreadnought. I really actually enjoy it. It's fun solo and to play with friends. I did both quite a bit for like a good solid week there. I'm gonna wait till the full game comes out to play anymore. But it is a lot of fun. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're already not to the channel. We always have more first looks coming out on games just about every single week or whenever I get access to them. Support the Patreon. It supports the channel. You can click on the screen now to do so. Every single dollar you give always helps to keeping this channel alive and allowing me to produce content for you guys, of course. My name is Guns. Have a good day, everybody.